What's up, guys? It's Sing GT, and I have another video for you guys. So a lot of people have been asking me, is it worth it to buy a 3-valve Mustang in 2024? Or other people call it the S197s, or the first gen of S197s, because the first gens are the 05 to 09s, and then the second gens are the 2010s to 2014s with the Coyotes in it. But actually 2010 didn't come with the Coyote 5.0, it came with the 3-valve, same in this. But yeah, guys, so a lot of people have been asking me, is it really worth it to buy this car in 2024 when there's, a billion new other cars out? There's two brand new generations of Mustangs after this, the S550 and then the S650, which is now out with the dark horse Mustangs and those crazy looking Mustangs. But is it worth it to get this in 2024? These engines are known to be extremely reliable. And let me actually pop the hood real quick for you guys, just so I could, a little sneak peek of the interior. Let me pop the hood. Yeah, so like I said, one of the big pros of this car is the reliability in these 4.6 engines, the 2 valves and the 3 valves. They're known to be really reliable, and there's plenty of Mustangs out there that have more than 200,000 miles, and this has right over 100,000. So I think 107K right now. I bought it at 103. I put like 4,000 or 5,000 miles on it. She'll be right under there. But yeah, that's one of the big pros of it, is the reliability. So sorry for the engine bay to be a little dirty, but under the hood we have a 4.6 liter 3-valve. So 3 valves per cylinder, 2 valves for the intake and 1 valve for the exhaust. And the generation before this was a 2-valve. So it's 1 valve for the intake port and 1 valve for the exhaust port, but they upped it up in 2005. All right, guys, so the second pro in this car, I will say, is I just love how this car looks. Now, a lot of people, grew up looking at Mustangs. A lot of people, even older people that I talk to nowadays, 40, 50-year-olds. I'm not throwing subs at anyone if you're over 40 years old, but I'm just saying that a lot of them told me, with the Mustang, the Camaro, the old Mopar Challengers, Chargers, they were all like their dream poster, the posters they would have on their bedroom walls. And I was one of those kids, actually. I loved Mustangs and I loved Camaros. Number 2, like I said, is the cosmetics. I love how these cars look. And not only that, they're like the Civics or the G35, G37s of the American muscle car world, in the sense that there's so much aftermarket, like mechanical and cosmetic things, like online, that it's like you could customize this to whatever you want. I have these aftermarket dark taillights in there. They're smoked out. They're similar to the factory ones that I read, but I didn't like the red. I liked it, all blacked out. So they're blacked out factory taillights. And then I installed the duck belt or duck, I'm not too sure how to say it, I forgot, but from AmericanMuscle.com. Hopefully one day they'll sponsor me. I love that. I give them too much of my money. But I got this wing over here, which I really like over the old factory wing. And just to elaborate on the taillights, guys, they're sequential too, so it looks pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie. But I love how this car looks. And on the side, I added an old muscle car style gas cap, a billet gas cap. Let me close that fully. For the third pro, I'm just gonna be really quick on this one because I talked about it a little before, but guys, for the price of this car, I don't think you could get another car in this range that'll be just as good or better than it. Of course, everyone has their own personal opinions, like I'm sure some JDM guys will say something else, more Japanese cars. I'm sure like the Infiniti guys will say a G35, G37. I'm sure the Euro guys will say buy like an old 328 or 335i. But if you really like American muscle, which was always my favorite genre of cars growing up, because I love the big V8 rumble and the old like retro look, which this car screams retro look, even the color and the paint of it. But for under 10K or around 10K, you cannot get a better car for the price. Like, I personally picked up this car for $7,800 from the old white guy I was talking about, and he threw in a bunch of brand new parts that weren't installed, that I installed them myself. So like for the bargain, for the price of it, $8,000, I think 3,000 miles when I bought it. This is an amazing car, guys. And let me get to the next pro. All right, guys, so I took my phone off my gimbal to get little better shots, but this is the interior of the car. So it's a hit or miss depending on what type of person you are. If you like, fancy cars, you're coming from, Benzes, Beamers, stuff like that, to you the interior is probably gonna look pretty trash, really outdated, old plastic, blah blah blah. But to me, that, like I mentioned before, I really like that old muscle car retro feeling. I really like this interior. It's really simple, over here, no crazy buttons. It's just window up and down, the lock, the door handles. In the center console, you got your headlight assembly over here. You got your blinkers. I know the BMW owners don't know what that is, but you got, you know, your windshield washer fluid, stuff like that, like the buttons for that. I don't know what it's really called. But yeah, the steering wheel, the leather seats. I think this car really looks good on the inside. And my favorite part, which I don't know if we're going to count this because it's aftermarket, but I recently installed this short throw shifter from Hurst. And guys, let me tell you, just listen to the shifting. If that doesn't scream old American muscle car with that Nazi, like, clanky feeling, I don't know what does, guys. But the center console too, it's simple, just AC, heat, radio. I have an aux cable right in the glove box, so I can listen to my music. But there's a lot of aftermarket screens that come, and they're only a couple $100. So if you're into that type of stuff, Bluetooth, you really want Bluetooth, then that's a game, like a hit or miss for you. There's a bunch of aftermarket support for that, so that's not a problem. But yeah, the interior is pretty clean, in my opinion. But for performance, this car, like I said, coming from an old Honda Accord, the torque, forget the horsepower, forget like the mid-range, top-end power. The low-end to mid-range power in this car, the torque, is like nothing I felt before in my life. I will say that compared to like the newer, more luxury sports cars that are faster, for sure, I'll give them that. The torque in this car feels insane. Like, and especially if you add aftermarket gearing in the differentials, which I don't have yet, but a lot of people say they put, I think, 373 gears, stuff like that, 410 gears. But with even the traditional gearing, this car feels so fast. And I promise you, if you're coming from like I said, a BMW M5, okay, yeah, I'll tell you, you're going to say this car is slow, you're going to say this, that. But if you're coming from a car in the 200 horsepower range, lower than that, a little above that, I'm telling you that 300, 350 torque horsepower around that area, after a couple mods, this thing feels crazy, guys. And to catch up on that, the last pro, like I mentioned, is definitely the exhaust. Now, if you guys know me in real life, you guys know I love a good exhaust system. Like, as a kid, I literally used to run outside the window when I would hear a car flying by in New York City. But this car sounds amazing. And currently, right now, it's basically straight pipe for what you guys want to say. But there's muffler delete. There's no resonators on the car. These 3 valves don't come with resonators in general. But there's no cats on it. So I installed the off-road H-pipe. And it's muffler deleted. So it's technically straight piped, yeah. But I'm going to give you guys a few, like a startup and a few revs. The engine's already warm, so it's not a cold start. Let me tell you, the cold starts in this car are ridiculous. But that'll be in another video. But let me start the car up for you guys. And just do a quick walk around with it just idling. All right, guys. Alright guys, I'll tell you, this car is super loud in person. Maybe too loud, that's what my family tells me, but I love the way it sounds. And right now it's stock cams. All the internals in the engine are completely stock, you know. I don't think the engine's even ever been opened up before, but my plans is to cam it so the idle becomes super lopey, like, you know, the dun 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 sound you guys always hear in those Corvette videos, those Mustang videos, blah blah blah. But guys, I love the way this car sounds. I'll give you guys a few revs right now. Let me rev the car a little from inside. I don't know where the hell I am right now, so I don't want to wake up anyone, but that's how loud it is, guys. But the exhaust tone on this car is enough to fucking have a deaf person hear again. Like, it's so loud and it sounds so good. And like I said, I'm running an off-road H-pipe, and if you guys like the more raspier, high-pitched sound that a lot of Corvettes and like the 5.0 Coyotes have, you can install an X-pipe and make it, you know, extremely like high-pitched. Alright guys, you can hear the exhaust sound. It sounds like an absolute monster, bear, whatever you want to call it. But that'll be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this type of content I'm doing. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the content, I'd appreciate if you could support it, like, comment, subscribe, share, do whatever you guys gotta do. If you don't like it, don't hate, just comment and tell me what I could change so I can learn from next time. But yeah, guys, that's the end of the video. Peace out, y'all.